What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome to Forza Horizon 5 once again with another brand new car, and it's not this one that I'm driving right now. This was from yesterday's video. If you haven't seen yesterday's video when I test drove the new Pro stock drag car, go check it out. Honestly, this thing is insane to drive. There's so many different things that this car is good at. Just go and check it out. Danger side jumps, speed traps, actual drag racing when it comes to breaking records on rival events and stuff like that. It is unreal to drive. So go check out yesterday's video on this thing if you want to see that as well. But for today's video, we're going to check out another new car that has come out in this game. Also, before we do that, let me try something real quick that I haven't done in yesterday's video. There we go. Just wanted to see if I could pop a wheelie with it. Yeah, you can, but it's like a Need for Speed Payback where the wheelie bar does nothing and it's just there for looks and it just sinks into the ground. Anyway, doesn't matter. In today's video, obviously, since we've taken a look at a bunch of new cars that have come out, including the Ford GT that I made a video on here, yeah, there's a lot of cars that came out with the newest car pack, the Apex All-Stars car pack. And like I said, I wanted to check out pretty much every single one of these cars in their own separate video and do lap times with each one of these cars, just to see what they're like, basically. So far we took a look at the 911 GT3R, the Lexus RCF GT3, and the BMW M8 GTE. Next up, I think I'm going to just go from left to right because it's just going to be really confusing. So next up, it's going to be the Cadillac ATS VR. People said that this also sounds absolutely unreal. Wait, that's not how you get this thing. I have to go back into my garage and actually buy it for free, pretty much. Basically, people were saying that this sounds insane as well. So I want to give it a shot and see what it's like. Of course, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this car out on the track, like an actual track. It is a player-made track in Event Labs, but it is also very, very good. And I want to try and do some times with it and see where this thing fares up versus the other cars. So that's what's gonna happen. It looks good. It looks good. I'm never a big fan of Cadillac, but these look serious. Oh man, that interior. You have to climb over so many things. What is that on the side anyway? Is that just a radiator? What is it? I don't know what that is. People can let me know. I don't know what that is. It's like on the side. Like, the driver has to like just climb over it to get inside. Okay. Interesting. You're really strapped in here as well. With some of the other cars, like, I mean, you don't really have this bit in the middle and you can just see everything on the other side. This, you're kind of just strapped in. Interesting. You can't even like... How do you access the dial there? You have to like squeeze your arm underneath the middle divider there as well to do that, the middle straps. That is just funny. Let's get out. Actually have a look at this thing from the rear and from the front, because you can remove the panels as well, even though they don't go up because they don't have hinges anymore. You can't actually remove the panels. Basically looks like that. This looks nice, man. They've done a really, really good job with this car pack. I've said this before in previous videos. This is one of the best car packs that they've ever released. Not just for Forza Horizon 5, but just in general. It's a massive amount of detail that's gone into everything, and of course, the cars are very, very sick to have in an open world racing game, you know what I mean? It's just nice to see them. Alright, what are we looking at for stats? Because that's something that I haven't actually checked out. 600 horsepower, 706 Nm of torque, and weighs 1,405 kilos. So this should be fast. This should be very fast. Has a very interesting sound. I do like it. That has a really interesting sound. I like it. I love the downshifts. All of these guys have side exit exhaust as well, which is sick. I really like that. That sounds decent. Right, let's bring it over onto the track that I tested out all these cars out on. And let's have a look and see what sort of time this thing gets. So the fastest time that we got so far was with the Ford GT. I'm actually, after I make this video, so during the edit, I will put every single time for every single car up on the screen once I do a lap of this thing, and we'll see where this thing fares as well, because not only am I interested to see where it fares exactly, but I want to see what it's like. I think 127.1 was the fastest, and that was with the Ford GT. So let's try it out with this thing. I also think I need to change some settings because I did drive the other car, so maybe I shouldn't have gone on the track just yet. I definitely need to change the sim steering because that's the one thing that I remember I got rid of. Because I obviously had to do a lot of drag racing stuff. Launch control, turn that back on. Manual, braking only. That's fine. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a shot and see. Drive this thing around the track. And see what it's like. Like I said, all these cars drive fairly similarly to one another, but the thing that differentiates them is that, like, noticeably differentiates them is the positioning of the engine. And by that I mean, like, the Porsche 911 drives differently to this car due to the fact that it's rear engine. Then obviously this will drive differently, and so will the 911 from the Ford GT, which is mid-engine. You know what I mean? So they have their own factors that differentiate them, but mostly they drive very similarly, and it's very noticeable in the times because they all get around the same times. Maybe some of them getting a couple of seconds faster, some of them getting a couple of seconds slower than some of the other cars. Ooh, okay, this is itching to get wide. I don't know, it feels very controlled. I mean, it's probably because of the car that I drove yesterday. If you had, like I said, go watch yesterday's video on the drag car, and you'll see what I mean. Because I don't only drive it in a straight line. That's the thing. That's what makes it really interesting. Wait. Okay, I went a little bit off there, but it's fine. Yeah, this thing is wild. I must have pushed that back end out a little bit. But with a little bit of control, I think it's fine. But I don't think this is going to be anywhere near the fastest cars. I definitely don't think it's going to be close to the Ford GT. I wonder if it's because of the weight, because I think some of the other ones are maybe a little bit lighter, if I remember correctly. Maybe I don't. But I definitely do think that they're a little bit lighter because they don't have as much power as this thing. Like, this has more power. Maybe the M8 is similar to this. But this is also an S1 car instead of an S2 car, so is this a different class of car than from the M8, for example? Like, this will probably land in the category of the Porsche 911. All these cars are ridiculous things to drive. But it is noticeable when one is a little faster than the other. Yeah, it's not like it's a bad car. I feel like it wants to step out a bit too much, though. That's what I think. I think it's going to be very similar to those cars. Alright, let's try not to oversteer too much. I think we can get this sub 130 pretty significantly. I tried to do one full clean lap. That was nice. Again, nice. Just keeping it nice and steady through these corners now, instead of just straight up flying through them and then regretting it on the way out when I'm oversteering. So if you're fully in a straight line, you can floor it. But when you're cornering, you can't put full power down. And you may be wondering, well, that's normal, right? That's really what it should be like. But these cars have been built so nicely, where a lot of the time with some of these, you can just go flat out when you're coming out of the corner instead of controlling throttle. But yeah, some of them, yes, you definitely do need to watch your throttle control and be careful. Yeah, on the exit there, see, I could have gone maybe a tiny bit faster, but I was kind of skeptical. I didn't want to go a bit too fast. 129.3. I think that might be the slowest one so far. I think that might be the slowest one. Alright, I'm going to finish off these couple of laps. And obviously we'll have the fastest time. If it's that one, then it's that one. Then if it's a different one that I get, then it's a different one I get. But it's going to be ever so slightly faster. It's not going to be like I'm going to be faster by like 3 seconds, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, I'll finish this off and we'll see where we are. Right, we are finished, and it did a 128.920, so I managed to go a tiny bit faster than the lap that you guys have seen. So, I have the list of the 5 cars that have gone around this track so far. Ford GT being a 127.161, which is the fastest so far. Second was the BMW M8 with a 127.679, and then it's this Cadillac at a 128.9, which is significantly slower than the BMW M8. The thing is, though, like I said, these cars are kind of separated a little bit from S1 890 to S2 for some of the other cars. So if you see here, you'll be able to see S2 for stuff like the BMW M8, the Corvette, and the Ferrari here. So the S1 cars, out of the S1 cars so far, the Cadillac is the fastest one out of all of these. So, it makes 600 horsepower and weighs 1,405 kilos. But if I go to this obviously also makes 600 kilos, or 600 horsepower. But it's significantly less weight. So, like I said, out of the S1 cars, this is the fastest S1 car that we have out of this car pack so far. There's still the AMG GT3 that I really need to try out. So that's going to be in a different video. But we also still have to check out the S2 cars, which are those. So, interesting that this is now the fastest S1 car that we have. I thought that the Porsche was going to do really well. I mean, it did. And it still is doing really well, because it's not like, it's like what, 0.2 of a second faster, this Cadillac. So like, any little mistake that I made with the Porsche, if I slightly fix up, I can maybe even catch up to the Cadillac. So it's not like this thing is miles ahead. And they're all still, like I said, quite similar to the way they drive. It's just their engine positioning that it's a little different. Anyway, let's do stuff to this thing. Again, I'm pretty sure if I max this thing out, it's going to be very, very similar to some of the other cars, where you are going to have a limiting factor of grip. I think everything else about it is going to be really, really good. Like I said, if I end up building a car like this and I end up taking it racing, it will end up being incredibly good at racing. The thing is, it's just going to be limited by the amount of grip that it has. So if I now bring this thing into S2, I think I will significantly improve its chances of being the fastest car on that list, due to the fact that it's now so much better than before. And what have I changed? I've changed the brakes, weight reduction as well, which is a massive thing for this, and the tire width, which I can kind of just do this, and then it's now perfectly in tune with some of the other S2 cars. So I think what I'm going to do is I will max this thing out, just because, you know, it's a laugh and it's Forza. What engines do we have? Racing V12 and Racing V8. They both sound unreal. I am, however, going to see what the standard engine on this thing does. So that's only with anti-lag, and then we have this, which gets rid of the restrictor plates. I really like this engine that's in it. I don't know what it is, but I really like what's in it. Should I engine swap it? Should I give it a big old V... Should I give it the V8 or the V10 or V12? gonna put on the V8. I'm gonna put in the V8 and then I'm gonna supercharge it. This thing is rowdy. Alright. What's it like at the top of S2? Oh. We've capped it. Oh. What can we really get rid of here? That maybe? Are we good with it like this? Oh my god, that power to weight ratio is mad. 997. Look at the power to weight ratio. It's still rear wheel drive, by the way, as well. So the only thing I need to change here now are my gears a little bit, and I also need to change my downforce because, like I said, pretty much every single one of these cars that comes out like this, they all have their downforce turned down to speed. So yeah, I need to try and change that and a bunch of other things as well to get this thing to be a little better. Right, can I handle it? I think this is probably one of the rowdiest ones so far in terms of maxed out S2 that we've had available. Because I've done it with every single one of these cars, right? Maxing out into S2 without going fully into X-Class. It's still really good. Like I said before, pretty much every single one of these cars, especially the DLC ones, they have made really, really good in this game. It's just that they haven't made them OP. So they're trying to limit the whole pay to win. They're trying to limit the whole pay to win thing, right? So you don't buy a DLC so you can have the best cars in the game. They're trying to limit their damage that they've done with the Hot Wheels pack, pretty much. This is a really, really good car. Again, it's not going to be meta or OP or anything like that. Like, I won't be able to go against the Brabham or the BTTB. And even with the way I tuned it, I think I've done a pretty good job with it. Thing is though, I'm going to take it into rivals and I'm going to go ahead against the BTTB and I'm going to get smoked. I'm gonna realize what a really, really fast car is like. Because driving this thing now just feels like it's such a fast car. Even around corners and everything, it just seems like to grip up really, really well. And then I'll end up driving something like the Brabham again, and then I realize, oh wait, yeah, this is what it's like in this game. To have silly, overpowered cars. But I'm not saying that this is a bad car, because it just isn't at all. Like I said, none of these cars from the car park are bad. They're actually insanely good. It's just not going to be meta. But I think if you were using some cars in this game, and you got bored of them and you want to try something else, maybe you're doing a bunch of online racing and you're bored with using the best cars, and you want to try something a little different, I think these cars from this car pack will make you happy to try something new. It is an enjoyable car to drive, just like the other ones. That is very similar. I think this might have a little bit more power though than some of the other ones that I've tried so far. I can't really use a lot of it because this thing has so much downforce now that I've applied all of it. It's maxed out in the front and about, I'll say, 2/3 in the rear. And it's very noticeable now how flat this thing stays on the road. It's quite twitchy as well when you drive, which is a good thing. Again, this feels fast, even though I know I know how fast the meta cars are. And I'm done. Alright, see you later. Into the tree. Okay. Cool. I've turned into a turtle. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there for today's video. This was the Cadillac ATS-V GT... Oh no, it's just ATS-VR. Yeah, it's very, very sick. If you're a Cadillac lover, I think you'd love this car a lot. Even the livery on it is really, really cool. I really, really like. But yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe. Like this video as well. And yeah, I'm gonna be back tomorrow again checking out some more cars, or we'll see. We'll see. But we still have a bunch of cars left over to check from the car park. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Thank you, bye.